Welcome to Breaking News. I'm Miley and bring for you latest news on today. The results of the 2018 midterm elections were both predictable and predicted, although that wasn't necessarily how it seems when Nancy Pelosi started Election Day by telling reporters that Democrats would absolutely win control of the House of Representatives 100%, she said, in what felt at the time like an ad of breathtaking heartbeat.
Clearly, the once and likely future Speaker of the House is not the superstitious sort. The Republican gains in the Senate, given a map that strongly favored the party, were equally foreseeable, even if the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell made no similar effort to brag about them in advance. Forecasts before the election suggested a Democratic pickup of between 30 and 50 seats in the House and gains of up to 5 seats for the GOP in the Senate. As of Wednesday afternoon, Democrats appear likely to end up with a gain of about 35 House seats, while Republicans added 3 Senate seats. In other words, what was predicted is more or less exactly what happened. Still, 2 years after Donald Trump's surprise win of the presidency, few were ready to be as publicly unequivocal as Pelosi on Tuesday morning. Many around town went into the election with a palpable sense of dread, whether out of partisan jitters of fear that 2016 marked the death of reliable political handicapping. Washington felt like a nervous breakdown. An European diplomat who was here in the days before the balloting reported. The congressional expert Norman Austin, a vocal critic of both the president's and Republican stewardship on Capitol Hill, emailed me not so long ago before the polls closed. If Democrats do not at least win the House, he wrote, "We are done for." The forecast may have been dead on this time, but that hardly means Washington is reverting to an old normal. There will be no going along to get along, no moment of national reconciliation. Americans voted for a divided government, as they so often have in our history, but if what they wanted was compromise and bipartisan consensus, it's not what they will get. The last few weeks of the 2018 campaign were, by any measure, unusually contentious, angry, and worrying about the state of our democracy. The unleashed president campaigned across the country, bearing a message of hatred, division, and lies, and downplaying his party's message of economic growth in favor of demonizing opponents as evil, and sending tens of thousands of U.S. troops to the Mexican border to stop a caravan of would-be asylum seekers who remain hundreds of miles away from the border. Increasing numbers of Democrats believe that the only way to stop Trump is to impeach him in the House and begin the process of trying to remove him from office, no matter how remote the prospects of the Senate conviction seem. This stalemate will not end now that the campaign is over. Washington will get worse, not better, as a result of Tuesday's results. The political scripts of the past have been destroyed. They are not coming back. The president knows only one strategy, and that is to escalate. He's not going to pivot, and even if he wanted to pivot, it would be hard for Democrats to work with him. Sosnick said, "Oh, could it be otherwise?" The political self-interest of Democrats and Republicans, he added, particularly guarantee it. Trump is truly his party's leader now, and the new Republican makeup of the Senate and House, with moderates who question him largely purged, will only exacerbate this situation. Democrats, it seems, have yet to fully accept that this has happened. Will they finally get it now? No matter how flagrant his lies or how damaging the revelation, Trump's popularity with the American public has remained about 40%. This is as true today as it was 2 years ago. Almost everyone has made up his mind about Trump, leaving elections to hinge on turnout and the dwindling number of fans sitting independents left in America. Middle-class suburbanites may be one such group that made the difference between the Democratic House of 2018 and Republican one of 2 years ago. Trump has mastered the art of politics in such a situation. He didn't create this dynamic, but he has figured out how to exploit it, and is far more willing to do so than other modern politicians. He is a polarizing president of a polarized country. There was only one outcome that was likely on Tuesday night, and it happened. We'd be further apart as a country, Sosnick told me, as the polls were closing, and of course he was right. Trump waited not even a day before provoking an unanimous political crisis. That too was utterly predictable.
And this story appears in breaking news, a news format unrelated twist and turns around presidential election. Subscribe and follow us along with more about Trump administration policy and the situation of election. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the duration of today's program. Thank you for watching.